Well, an Australian man, Keith Davis, is this morning seeking medical evacuation for himself and his wife. The couple currently stuck in a Bangkok hospital after sustaining serious injuries aboard the Singapore Airlines flight struck by severe turbulence. And we're joined now by Keith live. Oh.
How you going, Carl?
Oh, mate. How are you going?
Yeah, look, to be honest, Carl, I look a lot worse than what I am. It's pretty superficial lacerations and hell of a lot of swelling and bruising.
Is that the extent of
But
the
my
injuries? Go on.
is pretty good, you know. I'm okay, I get around. The care here at the hospital, I'm in the Sanativjaj Srinacaran. It's just been outstanding, absolutely amazing hospital. Unfortunately, my wife is a heck of a lot worse than what I am. She's had a severe spinal injury.
Oh, no.
And she has no sensation from her waist down.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, it's pretty radical for us.
How are you dealing with that, Keith?
Well, it's just it's a hell of a shock, absolute shock. You just don't expect this. We've had a fantastic holiday in the UK, where one more flight away, nearly home, and this comes along. I mean, these things happen, but who expects this? You hear about these things. It's the typical. You hear about it and you think, oh, that's not, and it happens to you.
How's she holding up?
So yeah, look, she's strong. She's had emergency surgery, and the aim now is just to get her into a stable enough condition that she's fit enough to fly. Look, we've got some news. Like I said, the people here have been just amazing. The staff have been incredible. But Singapore Airlines reached out to us yesterday. We've been assigned a gentleman who's working just with us, customer care guy, James. He's a Kiwi. We're not holding that against him. He's on board. It's just great to know there's someone actually here. And we had a meeting with the CEO who's flown in, and that was really positive. And it was just great to hear the level of their commitment, in terms of our care, because obviously you worry about the insurance and costs and the medevac as well. As I understand it, the only real option for us was medevac with Singapore. So it's great that Singapore Airlines have come to the party and helping.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy, you've got a lot on your plate, my man. And I can feel all the emotion, all the pain in your voice. What happened on that flight?
You go through these things over and over. It was absolute carnage instantly. It was absolutely surreal. There's no warning. It wasn't like you come into, turbulence. It's like, whoa, okay, we're coming into something. This was like we just fell into a free fall zone, and before we knew it, we're on the ceiling, and then bang, we're on the ground, and you don't know what is going on, and you've literally fallen 6,000 feet. Yeah, it was pretty surreal.
What was the aftermath like for your wife?
She fell into the aisle. She didn't move from then on, Carl.
Oh, man.
She hit the ground so hard. And, I leaned over her and said, hey, honey, you're okay. I could see she was breathing. She could speak. But, there was you see someone hit the ground, they're going to try and get up. That wasn't happening. And then I realized I was, pouring blood all over her, and I thought, wow, we're in a lot of serious trouble here. Yeah.
Oh, Keith, that's a heavy burden to carry, my man. Heavy.
Yeah. Carl, it's day by day, just get Kerry stable. She's been conscious all the way through, which is a blessing. she's never lost consciousness. You know, she doesn't have a brain injury, or you know, she's got all of her wits about her. You know, she's strong. We just want to get home, hey? That's when the real work starts.
Okay, when does that look like happening, my man, before we go?
Look, the night before last, had a meeting with one of the surgeons there, and, you know, potentially we're talking more like weeks, if not a week. But again, it's day by day. There's improvement from Kerry. But yeah, we just got to take it easy.
Oh, well, please send all of our love, and you take some of that love as well, mate. I appreciate you coming on.
Look, thank you. Look, the outpouring's been amazing, you know, through our socials and all that stuff. And then as a result of, you know, all the media and stuff, everyone's gathered around us. But, you know, as fantastic as the care is here, there's nothing like, you know, being surrounded in friends. So that's the next step.
Thank you, Keith. Go well, my man. Safest of travels. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you, mate. Sarah.
Oh, it's just awful, isn't it, Carl? Keith and his poor wife.
Overnight, injured passengers from the Singapore Airlines flight are urgently seeking medevac flights home from Bangkok, with 9 of them in hospital, 3 in the ICU with significant injuries.
If your question is permanent paralysis, I can say that it's too early to say that it's permanent or not.
Gee, it's bad, isn't it? Today, Sarah Stewart has more for us. Good morning, Sarah. Some may have been paralysed.
Yeah, that's right, Sarah. We're being told that of the 55 people still in hospital, 22 of those are being treated for spinal or spinal cord injuries. We've also been told that 9 Australians remain in hospital. 3 of those are in intensive care. At the moment, it's unclear if any of those Australians have suffered those very serious spinal injuries. But what we do know is that all of those injured Australians are very desperate to come home. They say while they've been receiving good treatment over there, they prefer to come home and continue their treatment here in Australia. It's better news for some other passengers who were injured. Some of those have now been released from hospital and spoken of the ordeal on their way out.
A lot of people have got some spinal issues from, you know, hitting their heads and then kind of connecting back down. So they've had quite a few scans. But a lot of people can barely move their back.
Now, we know that some Australians have also made their way home. Those are the ones who were fortunately not injured in this incident. The ones that remain over there, they're trying to get home. They want a medevac flight to bring them home so they can continue their treatment. This has been led by a husband and wife. We know that the wife remains in intensive care and needs some pretty serious treatment. It's unclear what exactly her injuries are, but they want to get home. They say they've spoken to the airline, they've spoken to their insurance. They just want it sorted out and they want to get on a plane and get home as quickly as possible.
Sarah, thank you. Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my goodness, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
that never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?